One of the biggest issues that we're facing, especially here in the United States, is that we have a lot of people that spend a lot of money every single month on stuff that they don't even need. And what makes things 10 times worse is we'll put ourselves in the debt to buy things that we don't even need. And I just remember back whenever I was in my 20s and I was still trying to find my way, I had everything that I owned on credit. We're talking about furniture, Best Buy, credit cards. I mean, I remember even putting tires for my car on credit. It was bad. And the excuse that I always had was, well, I can pay it off. I can pay the monthly minimum on there and everything's okay. And once I finally started to realize what it takes to actually get yourself out of debt and paying off those credit cards, I started to really think about what would life be like if I didn't have any debts. Now, even though I had that thought in my mind, I still didn't put it into practice because I was still buying cars every 18 to 24 months because I'm a car guy. I just like to get in and out of cars, and I really wasn't thinking about it. I had the credit cards paid off. I had that in check, but I had other debts. And it wasn't until about 3 or 4 years ago where I was in a position to where I could pay off my car and pay off my wife's car as well. And for the very first time, we were in a position where we had no debt at all except for our mortgage. And the thing that happens whenever you're debt free at the end of every single month, you have more money in your account than you're used to having. And that's when I really started to think about what Dave Ramsey talks about. And I know he gets a lot of heat on social media about, never taking on any debt and, no matter what it is. And I don't want to make this video about Dave Ramsey, but a lot of the things that he talks about when it comes to debt is accurate. I mean, over the past 3 or so years, I have been able to accelerate my wealth building process much quicker in the past 3 years than I have at any point throughout my life. And that's all attributed to not having any debt. And sometimes I think about, maybe I should go in, trade in my car and get a new car, not brand new, brand used, but new to me. But then I start to think, is it worth it to take on that debt and divert money that I'm able to invest in the stock market every single month into an asset that I know is going to not be worth what I paid for it 3 years from now? Now, that's not to say I'll never get a new car. And I've just set aside parameters, right? So I started this YouTube channel back in 2023. I really didn't start to take it serious until about the end of 2024. So one of my things is once this channel grows to a point to where it's starting to generate revenue every single month, that'll be the money that I use to buy the things that I really want. So all of the money that I'm making from my 9 to 5 is either going to be invested or I'm going to be focusing on another goal that I have, which is paying off my mortgage as quickly as possible. See, I want to be in a position to where I am 100% debt free. So we're talking cars, credit cards, and a mortgage. And at that point, I know that my wealth will just completely explode at that point because every dollar that I bring home after my mortgage is paid off can go into some type of investment to make more money for me in the future. Now, when I started this channel back in 2023, I wanted to really document my wealth building process and hopefully be able to share that with you guys. So any of the mistakes that I've learned along the way, I can pass those on to you, and then you could avoid those mistakes in your wealth building journey as well. So my expectation over the next 24 to 36 months is that I'm going to have a substantial amount of my mortgage paid off, and I'm going to at least double my net worth that I have today. So those are the goals that I have. I often talk about setting goals that are attainable, but will take a substantial amount of time, effort, and energy to achieve. Now, another thing that happens once you pay off your debt and you're debt free is there's a lot of weight that's taken off of your shoulders. See, a lot of us will work a career or work a job that we hate because we're in a position to where we have so much debt that we can't walk away from it. So debt actually shackles you to doing things that you don't want to do. So just remember, whenever you're going out and swiping that charge card to buy those things that you don't even need, what is the real long-term implications of doing that? I mean, these are some of the things that I really wish that I knew in my 20s. If I knew then what I know now, I would be so much further ahead. But I also realized 3 or 4 years ago when I really started focusing on becoming debt-free and really trying to get to the bag is that it's never too late though. It's just better whenever you start as early as possible. But at any point in time, you could get focused. And once you wipe that debt out, it's just a completely different feeling. I was having a conversation with my brother a week or so ago, and we were just talking about how there's a lot of people getting laid off, and we were just talking about our careers and how everything is going. And he was a little shocked when I told him that I'm not concerned at all if I was ever in a position to where I get laid off. Now, he was a little surprised when I said that, but then I followed that up with, I don't have any debt outside of my mortgage, because every dollar that I make is either going into the market or it's going into some other liquid investment that I have quick access to the money if I need it. So like I said, being debt-free or as close to debt-free as possible in my case, because I still have the mortgage, is the new flex. I don't care about people flexing on Instagram, flexing on social media. I'm telling you, once you realize that being debt-free or as close as debt-free as possible is the new flex, that's whenever you can actually start living life and enjoying yourself. At least that's what it was in my situation. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Are you carrying any debt that has you shackled to a particular career or a city or a state that you can't get out of because you have so much debt that you have to stay where you're at or stay in the career that you're at in order to be able to continue to pay those bills? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.